at the beginning of the year, and we had 2 games, I think, that got away from us, but we didn't let it get to us. We just kept working, kept practicing, and I feel like our guys have gotten better throughout the year.
Kyle, given Purdy's playing, I guess, less than 100% in this environment with the stakes and everything, I guess, I don't know if this is most impressive, but what is this? Was this another level for him?
Definitely another level. It was another level for me just watching someone do it. It was the injury he had last week, and for him to be ready to go today, which, I mean, it's still, you could tell in pregame warm-ups, you know, a number of things that were really tough for him. And for him to be able to just play, let alone to play the way he did, to protect the ball. I knew he struggled to move a little bit at times, but there at the end for that 3rd and 1, for him to be able to run and move the chains there, they had a lot of respect for him before that game, but a lot more now.
That first touchdown to Kittle, he's pump faking left and pump faking right. Is it Kittle always supposed to do those pump fakes?
Yes. Yeah, it's a play we've ran a few times. We just run it like once a year, but it was a good look, and we got to the right guy.
Was that a designed run for him on 3rd and 1 at the end?
No, it was a pass to Christian in the flat. They took him, and then he just kept going.
And you saw him. He knew he had the wherewithal to know that when his knee went down, the ball had to be over that line. Were you at all concerned that he might have taken that knee early?
I was there right by him though, so I saw him. I thought he for sure got the first down. Then when they challenged it, you know, it's always weird when guys are sliding, because right when you start the slide is where that ball is. So I got nervous when that happened. But once I saw it on the scoreboard, he was starting to slide, but the ball was in front of him, so it was pretty easy to see after that.
Is he one of the most mature rookie quarterbacks you've seen in the NFL?
Mature in what way?
How experienced he seems on the field and how poised he is, and knowing to slide and stay in bounds. He plays like a veteran.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely the most poised rookie I've ever had. You know, he's been like that since he's gotten here. From what I hear about him in college, I think he was very similar. You know, just starting as a freshman, and I mean, he's been great. He was poised all week. Even him being unsure of whether he'd be able to go or not. You know, I think that was uneasy for him because he didn't know what to expect till he got in the game. Under our circumstances, we didn't have any other options or choices. We're going to see how long he could last, and we were ready to go with Josh. But he got comfortable and got better as the game went, and it was pretty unbelievable. I mean, I got a ton of respect for this place. That is a hard place to play. It's been a hard place for a long time, but I was just real proud of our guys. We got it today.
Was he skipping drills a little bit early on just to kind of limit the work he had to do? I mean, was it almost like you didn't really even know if he'd get through some of those drills?
Yes. Yeah. No, it was. He didn't want to do too much till he had to, and that was the concern kind of all week for him. You know, we didn't know exactly how it would play out in the game, and but we were ready to go with Plan B as soon as it didn't happen. But it happened, and he stayed out there and didn't just make it through the game. He played at a real high level, and it was one of the main reasons we won.
What did you see in pregame warm-ups that you were struggling with? And did it affect the plays you called for him?
A little bit. I mean, we tried not to put him in some situations that, you know, I don't want to get into all those plays, but we had a number of plays we weren't going to do today because of where he was at.
You're 7-0 in the games that McCaffrey's been your full-time starter. Maybe not a coincidence. How has he kind of elevated all shifts particularly?
Just giving us another weapon in a different area. You know, I think we got a lot of guys who are interchangeable, but to have a back who's such a threat out of the backfield on pass plays, you know, to me, as good as anyone in the league at that. And then plus the runner that he is, pairing him with some of our guys, it's just been, we haven't had to force much to him. When you can run the ball and you can catch check downs and also be the main guy in some routes, it's a great weapon to have.
How the defense looked in your eyes, Kyle, especially that big play great for
I thought the defense was unbelievable. You know, they didn't give up a touchdown until that last drive. Had some breakdowns on that drive. I think the only thing that really hurt us were some penalties on both sides, offense and defense. We had a 28-3 at one time. Got that taken back on the personal foul. We had 3 drives where we were in field goal range. We had a bad penalty that got us out of there on 3 of those drives. So it's our defense was unbelievable. They did it to me throughout the whole game and had one lapse there, 2 plays on that final drive, but they've been unbelievable all year, and they're continuing it.
Last year, there was a point where you said you were quite in rhythm calling the plays. And I know it's just not about you, but do you feel like you're in a rhythm right now?
I mean, depends on the game. You know, there's times where you get in it, just like in that game, and there's times you get out of it. But it's a coach gets into a rhythm with his players. You know, we're just calling plays. You know, so it's you never do just good as a play caller. Your players are in rhythm, so that gives you a chance to get in rhythm. Sometimes you can help and get a lucky one, but our guys have been playing well, and when they're like that, and especially the way Brock's been playing, it's really fun to call plays for him.
How does Kittle get that open twice for touchdowns? I mean, is it because they're thinking he's going to block it? Is that something you know is going to happen if they give you a certain read?
I mean, you don't ever expect someone to be that open, but we were hoping to get a call versus quarters, so you could pump twice and get him to chase Ray to the left and get him to chase our pump to the right. And when that happens, there's no one left for Kittle down the middle. So that's the best opportunity for it to happen, and it worked out perfectly. And then Kittle's got the explosiveness to score. And the second one, weren't expecting that at all. It was a read across the board, and Brock did an awesome job. When he got to the left, he was going to go to the flat, and a number of people jumped Christian, and they left Kittle all alone. And I think it was a 3-man rush, which allowed our protection allowed Brock to get all the way across the board and make a big time play.
That's your third read or fourth read?
Fourth. Yeah.
That's the Terminator's word past the concussion. You're just being cautious, not putting back in.
I think he passed it originally, but it just we didn't feel totally right about it, and just talking to him and stuff, and so we didn't think he should go back in.
He was traveling with Metcalf, and what kind of impact do you think that had?
I thought it was huge. I mean, just watch. I mean, you know, DK is as big of a challenge as any receiver is in this league. How physical he is, how explosive he is. It was really cool to watch Mooney just battle with him. I thought that one early in the game, I thought they missed an offensive PI just from what I saw. They got it later in the game, that second one. But just watching him battle throughout the whole game and not shy away, he thought he played a hell of a game.
You guys leaned on McCaffrey a lot, but those last 3 carries, you were with Jordan Mason. Why did you switch it up at that point?
Just when you get a bigger back in there for some short yardage situations or some 4-minute situations. I think you guys have seen Mason the last month in that role, and I think that was a similar situation today.
Celebrations going on in there?
Yeah, I think so. That's why I was late in here. I'm excited to get back. A little wiped out though right now.
Coach still said if Kittle that play, it requires some time. So I guess A, would you just throw one of those screens if he's getting reps, and then B, in the past, has Kittle intentionally fallen down?
Yes. We call it the play's called Hollywood because Kittle's supposed to do a good acting job. We've done it in the past where he falls down, so they really forget about him. Sometimes I think it's too obvious when he falls down. The fall down is all good as long as you don't call it versus a blitz. But I've called it versus a blitz before, and he's sitting there laying on the ground while Nick Mullins is just looking for him to get up, and it's not worth it to me. So he did a good job acting without falling down the ground, and we had the right look. Yep. Yep.
You clinched a playoff spot, probably going to be the 3rd seed at least. Do you go hard for the 2nd seed? Is that on your mind right now?
I mean, right now, I'm so excited to have a few days just to reflect. That's the coolest thing about Thursday games. We had a real good win on Sunday. You don't have time to talk about it, think about it at all to get ready for this. A big win tonight to be able to clinch the division and just have a couple days we can relax a little bit. But there's no doubt about it. I mean, this isn't our final goal by any means. I'm very proud of our team and what we accomplished throughout the year to get to this. Our goal is to get in the tournament, and we accomplished that today. But now it's all trying to set that up to be the best situation we can, and hopefully get some of our guys back too in the process.
Had Brock ever rep that play, the double pump fake play?
He did without throwing. And we walked through it yesterday. So.
Is that a play where you need to do it? Well, obviously no, but you should need to do it full speed just to get that timing down.
You'd like to do that with all plays, but we haven't ran that this year yet. And but all he's got to do is pump twice and throw it to the middle. I mean, it's just playing catch. You know, you should be able to do that.
Did he throw in practice at all?
No.
So his throws on the field today is more for the first one as he's thrown?
Yes. Yep. I think he threw a couple in the hotel today when we had a walkthrough in the ballroom.
Could have gone to the pregame and said, you can't do it.
Yeah, that's what the risk was. That's what's so hard about having to activate people, because once you got to, that's why we were nervous on Monday, because we knew we wouldn't know until then. And if he goes out there and tries to do it, then he can't do it. You're just down to one quarterback, because you got to decide that before that point. So we were all in at that time, and we just going to see how long it lasted, and it lasted all game.
Where did you cats ever walk there?
In the ballroom at the hotel. Yeah, that's what I was told. They started the walkthrough. I come here right away, so I wasn't at the walkthrough.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
All right, guys, thanks.
I think you're talking this week about how tough this place is to come and play, beat the Seahawks meaningfully. Does it need a little bit more to wrap up the division for the second time around the season?
Yeah, it does. It's one of our rivals, so it's just a great feeling to be in the mix.
Did you get an immediate sense that you were going to overwhelm your offensive line? I mean, did you feel like early in the game, like, okay, this could happen?
Yeah. I think just from the first time we played them, we knew we had an advantage and we were going to have to take full advantage of it. And yeah, we definitely did our job.
What kind of explanation, if any, did you get on this?
I landed on him. I just kind of, I don't know. I thought he still had the ball, so I was kind of thinking about while I was going to the ground whether he had the ball or not, and I forgot to roll off. I'm usually better at doing that, so it was a good call, I guess.
You did it the next time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. I had to make sure.
What is Brock Purdy? We've asked you this after every game so far, but was this kind of a new high after the two previous highs from what he showed out there, battling through his physical stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even tell he was hurting. So that just, I've seen other quarterbacks around the league who have similar things with the ribs, and I've dealt with it before. It's brutal. So for him to not show any pain in his face and just his mannerisms and everything, it says a lot about who he is.
That's good. I think you guys said you're 7-0 since Christian McCaffrey became your starting running back. You just talk all the time about kind of complimentary football. How much has that, kind of improved, and what has he really kind of done to help?
He's gotten better each week. He's learning the scheme. We made the trade because we knew how unbelievable of a player he was and how good he can be in this scheme. And it took him a little bit to get used to it. And but I've never been around a guy who cares more about performing. It's literally his livelihood. And adding a guy like that to the team, especially at a position where obviously is super important in Kyle's offense. It was a very important addition.
You say you've never been around someone who cares as much as he does. How does that show up? Kind of
Just his preparation, just how he goes about his business. Football means everything to him, and a lot of guys, it means everything to you, but I don't think he would be happy if he wasn't performing at the level that he expects. And even when he is performing well, I think the biggest thing for him is there's always more, and he's always finding more ways to get better. And he's always frustrated with his performance, which is kind of like me. Like, no matter how good you play, there's always more. And yeah, he's a beast.
That's good. Thank you.
Thanks.
What's up, guys?
Christian, what's your emotion after this win, clinches the division with your new, I guess, not so new anymore, but after arriving here just a couple months ago?
Yeah, it's hard to put into words. It's been a wild roller coaster, and obviously we still have a lot more left, but it's nice to be able to celebrate this one with an amazing group of guys, and I'm just so fortunate to be a part of this team.
Christian, since you've been here, there have been two quarterbacks. What does it say about the resilience of this team that you guys just keep going no matter what?
Yeah, I mean, I got here and, I didn't know anything and know anyone, personally. And I think it's a testament from the top down, from the ownership to the coaches and to the leaders on the team, that they've built this culture for a long time. And it's very obvious as soon as you get there. And a guy like Brock, who is able to step in like that, is a testament to Brock's character and his resilience. And it's also a testament to guys like Jimmy and Trey and that whole room, because they feed everyone, and that's just a cool thing to be a part of. So everyone on this team just plays with so much passion and purpose, and you can see it in the way they work all week. And so, like I said, I think my first emotion is just thankful to be a part of this team.
I've said a bit more folks. Did you come in, first of all, expecting that, and how do you turn your body around and be ready just from a physical standpoint for that time on such a short week?
Yeah, it's tough. Those Thursday games are tough, but it is what it is. You got to find a way, and our staff is really good at getting guys back and ready to go. You put in a lot of recovery hours after last Sunday and do everything you can to get ready to go for Thursday.
What's it like for you? I mean, you carried such a big load in this game, and then you see the rookie, Jordan Mason, come in and kind of finish it off. What are you doing on the sideline, watching him, seeing how he's doing?
Yeah, I called him Mariano Rivera. He's the closer. It was awesome. That guy runs so hard. And, for him to come in and finish the game like that was awesome. Obviously had a big workload, but, to get some fresh legs in there and to close it like that was really cool. I was relieved, won the game, so I was so fired up for him and for our whole team.
Christian, Kyle was saying there was some legitimate doubt about whether, I guess, Caleb Brock could play and then could he finish the game. I assume you were aware of his serious injury?
He's tough as nails. I know that. That guy's tough as nails, and he keeps surprising me every day with a lot of the stuff that he's doing. So I'm fired up. He's on our team.
Anything else? All right,
Thanks, guys.
We'll go this way.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely tough. I've only done it twice in my 8 years, so that shows you how hard it is. And to do it against Seattle, we wouldn't want it any other way. A team that has been a thorn in our side for ever since I've been here. So to get it done against them definitely felt great.
Do you have an immediate sense you had advantage on their offensive line? I mean, just as a
No, they have a good offensive line. They got 2 rookie tackles, so their tackles aren't as experienced as other guys, but they have a solid offensive line, and we definitely had to get after them and attack them. It just wasn't easy.
With all the injuries you guys have had at defensive tackle, do you put a little bit more on your plate to ramp up your game to compensate for all the losses?
Yeah, I definitely put a lot on myself. I know this team is going to need me to be my best down this stretch and, to get to where we want to get. So definitely put a lot of responsibility on myself to go out there and, do my job at a high level.
How do you carry Hyder do you playing defensive tackles?
Next question.
Eric, I'm sure the injury was frustrating, but I guess the upside is maybe fresh legs at this time of year. How fresh do you feel right now?
I feel fresh, but, still getting myself back. Still knocking the rust off. I feel like I'm getting better and better each game, so that's been good.
Couple more.
Kyle was saying he wasn't sure Brock could play with his injuries. Was the team aware of kind of where he was physically, and what does it say about him that he didn't play?
Yeah, I saw it. I was getting some rehab myself, and he was hurting last night and today, and to gut it out and have that type of performance, shows how tough he is. It shows his character, and we definitely needed that in the biggest game of the season. And so, my hat's off to him. I think as football players, we understand how hard it is to play through injuries and play through different stuff. So to see one of your teammates have a gutsy performance like that and play through that injury and play through all that pain, you definitely have a different level of respect for him.
Anything else?
Yeah, just how do you feel about, you guys, with the defense you guys have, all the offensive playmakers you have, to, the most important position on the team, the quarterback, having as a rookie, not only a rookie, but a 7th-round draft pick. How do you guys feel about where you guys are right now with him and where you can go this season?
Yeah, I think they've been doing an excellent job. When you look at all the weapons we have on offense, somebody's bound to go off. It just depends who that day. And those guys, Debo, Christian, George, Ayuk, Jawan, all our skill positions, Ray. They're bound to go off at any time, and so it's hard when you have so many weapons to keep all of them quiet throughout a game. And so that's definitely to our advantage.
When you talk about all those weapons, you have a lot of weapons and stars on this team. Is it unusual for you to think that there's not so much ego and it's really just what it takes to win the game?
I don't know if it's unusual. I've been here, 8 years, so I've seen the culture and that Kyle and John have built here, and I think it's been like this for a while. We love playing with one another. We have a lot of fun. Everybody's happy for each other's success, and we really don't bring in a lot of guys who are the opposite of that. Are self-centered and more focused on themselves. And they do a great job of who they bring in and add to our culture each year. And the main guys who've been here kind of continue that culture each year. But I think it's not unusual because I've been here. I don't know what it's like other places.
All right, thanks, Eric.
Yeah.
Brock, was there ever a point these last 4 days where you thought you might not be able to play tonight?
I don't think so. I knew that I was going to come out, start the game off, and just try to get into a rhythm and see how my oblique and all that kind of stuff felt, and then make a decision honestly. But my mindset was, man, I'm coming into this place to play and to start, and so that was that. So, in warm-ups and stuff, sort of had to work through some pain and whatnot, but once the game started, man, I was ready to roll and felt a little something throughout the game and whatnot on some throws. But for the most part, man, our treatment staff and everyone did great in terms of getting me ready, and I was definitely able to play, for 4 quarters. So. Yeah.
So what was it like? Did you have to adjust your motion at all just to protect it or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just, my mindset was, man, even though I haven't thrown a ball, I played 4 days ago, so I know where guys are supposed to be. I know what it's like to rip a ball on rhythm and on time. And so I just wanted to make sure my motion was good. At some walkthroughs, wasn't ripping anything. But I knew once game time had come around, the adrenaline would be pumping and my blood would be flowing and I'd be just fine. So I'm glad it turned out well. Yeah, man. I think the first one, you fake 2 screens and then throw to Kittle down the middle is great. A great play design and call by Kyle, man. That was huge. Just to get George the ball and then have him get the yards after the catch, man. Like that's what he does best. And so that was awesome. And then the other one, man, credit to Christian. He had a swing out to the left, and the defense was right out of the half. They were probably game planning to stop Christian because I kept hitting him out of the backfield. So really, Christian brought all the attention, and George slipped through and on the corner, just make sure I got him the ball, and he did the rest after. But that's who George is. He's honestly one of the best in the NFL in terms of making a play after the catch.
Can you take us through that rollout scramble and slide in the game? What was going through your mind on that play?
Yeah, another pretty good play call by Kyle. Really just play in a sense, fake a run, roll out right. You got Christian in the flat, and my mindset was, man, we just got to get this clock moving and get the chains. And so I knew I had whoever was chasing me beat. Going back, I'd probably dive head first, but I made it a little too close with the slide with the ball out. But I'm glad we got the first down and had the change and the clock rolling. But credit to Kyle for the play call, man. That was a great play call in the right time.
You got injured diving head first for the first down on a run. Did that go through your mind at all? Or maybe you weren't physically able to do that?
You talking about on that play?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it sort of was going through my mind. This whole week it was, man, do your part in terms of getting the ball out, stay safe, try not to take any unnecessary hits. And so in that moment, I thought I had the guy beat well enough so that I could slide right when I got past the sticks. It was a little close. So the competitive side of me says, man, just dive head first, just get it real quick, whether it hurts or not. Let's try to win in that kind of moment. So, but I'm glad we got the first down either way.
You seem like a guy who stays in the moment pretty well. Like you have 11 days off now. Can you even think, like 4 days ago, Tom Brady was on the other team and you guys win, and tonight you're for your second start, you guys win the NFC West. Has that sunk in, like what you've done here in the last 4 days?
Yeah, I mean it's special and everything, but man, honestly, I'm just like another component. I'm another piece to this team in terms of a guy coming in just doing what he's asked of. I'm the quarterback. I have to make decisions. I trust in how the coaches teach me throughout the week. I just try to get the ball out to the guys on time. And honestly, man, I don't think Jimmy and Trey get enough credit for what they've done. I'm just now coming on the scene where these guys have been here. Throughout the offseason for Trey, and then Jimmy coming in and leading these guys and winning, And so for me to come in, and I just want to continue what they got rolling. So a big credit to Jimmy and Trey for what they've done, especially in the quarterback room for the team. And I'm just trying to do my part in terms of where we're at now in the season. So definitely not, all praise to Brock and what Brock's done. Those guys, they deserve all the credit. So I appreciate those guys.
You guys good on that? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I lost my voice a little bit, so bear with me. Yeah, I don't know.
Fred, just how special is this one for you guys?
Really special. Now being in it for a little bit, my 5th year, I've gotten one division win or one division title, and then knowing that they don't come every year, and you got to grind for it, knowing that we got it in this fashion and in this atmosphere again, it means the world. Complete team win. We needed everybody, and I'm just super proud of the group.
What was the best part of that celebration?
What happens in the locker room stays in there, but lots of dancing and screaming.
Kyle was authentically saying that he did not know whether Brock was going to play even through the warm-ups. Did you know that? Did you feel that?
I didn't know that. I'm glad he did play. Just super proud of Brock, the way that he's competed and obviously fighting through adversity today. Can't speak enough about how big he's been for us.
Just to see him do it on this field, obviously the playoff right there, what does that mean for you?
I would like to say that I'm shocked, but I'm not. I really haven't had to say anything to him. Sometimes you see a rookie quarterback or just a rookie in general, you might want to go over to him and let him know, like, hey, I got your back. But I really haven't felt the need to do that to him because I know Brock. I know what he's made of. And, not much got to be said to him. I know he's ready to go.
As an actor making good plays when you coach the division, undisputed apparently. How big was that play right before the half in terms of kind of turning things back your way?
Yeah, huge, big play, Dre, baby. I can keep going on and on about him, but he just continues to write the script himself. Just with how he plays out there, you can't deny it. Making big time plays and big time moments. He continues to ball out. He's a baller. One of the best. I'm happy to share the field with him.
Does it sometimes feel like you and him are like racing each other to the ball sometimes?
Yeah, it's always a race, man. That's just what we pride ourselves on, not only in our room but in the entire defense. I think that's what separates us, what makes us different, is the genuine want and need for everybody to get there and to, get there with a purpose. I think that's what makes us different.
It's probably not the norm of the team would be on its third quarterback at this point in the season and have just clinched the division. Do you ever sit back and kind of think, or have you had a chance to kind of sit back and think about that at all?
No, I'll probably sit back and think about it at the end of this thing, however it turns out. But when you're in it, you're just so dialed in on taking this thing one day at a time, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
Anybody else?
All right, guys, thanks.
Howdy.
What was that celebration like in the locker room, or just generally?
Fantastic, great vibes. Actually, they pulled me and Brock out for some Thursday night. I got to go talk to Tony and Fitzpatrick and Sherm and Whitworth, and so I missed a little bit of it, but I'm assuming that I'm going to be able to party on the plane just a little bit with them, so I'll continue that vibe. No, we're not allowed to, so no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be very responsible tonight. I'm going to Uber home, too.
What did Richard Sherman have to say?
Oh, just so happy. Sherm he meant a lot to me when he played here. I learned a lot from him, just like how to be a vet player, how to hold yourself, how to try to be great every single day. And so just every time you see him, he just got such an energy to him. You can tell how much he misses the game, but just how much he appreciates football and how much he loves football players. And it's just, every time you see him, you just get the biggest smile on your face, and you can just feel his energy. And so being able to, always play in front of Sherm always means a lot to me.
When the Hollywood play comes in, Kyle told us the name of it.
Nice.
What are you thinking? Or, I know that
Touchdown every time. That's what I'm first. That's your thought process. Whenever Kyle dials something up that you're going to get the ball, try to speak it into existence. So you got to say touchdown. Just visualize it, and it was actually perfect. I got to see the tape, but the way it sounded, I heard like a radio call of it. It's a fake left, it's a fake right. All the backers vacate the middle, and I just kind of block, and I go. We ran against the Rams in 2018. I fake cut block on the front side, then I got up and ran. That one didn't score, so we stayed up this time, and it worked out a lot better.
Kyle said you once stayed down and there was an all-out blitz with Nick Mullins. Basically said that one didn't go so well.
No, that one went for 40.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, no, that's the only one I've ever dove on, but it was definitely an all-out blitz, and he got lit up for it. But it was a good play. I got some yak on it.
And on the second touchdown, he cost you with a 4-3.
Yeah, he literally said at halftime, he was like, hey, the ball's either going to go to Ayuk on the slant or it's going to go to the Christian. He's going to have a lead blocker and Juice. I felt like it was man coverage, but they had like the outside linebacker man cover me. He kind of chipped me, got out slow, but he got picked by someone else. And there's nothing like being wide open in football because it does not happen very much.
Jordan, as well as anybody, how hard it is to win in this building. How meaningful is it for the second time celebrate a division?
Well, first off, like this stadium and these fans, like they're fantastic. I know, like you feel their hate, and you just gotta love it. Because I know, like our Niners fans, we hate them, they hate us, but just like it's a fantastic atmosphere. It's always so loud. The fans bring it every single time. Being able to win here means a lot. I really learned that when we played with Joe Staley, and he just talked about how hard it is to win here. He's had big games here where he's won. He's had big games where he's lost, and so I just like kind of channeled my Joe Staley energy tonight. I definitely thought about that. And I just remember when we beat him in 19 and Joe was crying coming off the field. It's just like, you feel that and you realize how hard it is because, you don't get to this situation very often. I know my tight end coach told me last night in however many years, I think 15, 20 years he's been coaching the NFL. This was his fourth or fifth opportunity ever to clinch a division. And so he's like, they don't come very often. So don't let this opportunity pass. Like bring everything you can tonight. You're going to get a couple days off. Doesn't matter how tired you are. Bring it every single snap so we can celebrate. And, just got to take that to heart and go for it.
Two more questions. You feel like Kyle's kind of in a groove calling the plays and kind of got the thing in the rhythm?
Yeah, for sure. I'll say that whenever Christian McCaffrey touches a football, like I think it's going to be a touchdown. He ran his tail off tonight. He was violent. He was physical. He got downhill, made guys miss. And then for him to get a touchdown too, it's awesome. But definitely, we're in a groove. We definitely our penalties were atrocious. Honestly, you shouldn't win a lot of games like that. Luckily, they weren't great. With their penalties either. It's kind of back and forth. So definitely, not our cleanest game, but we made plays when we had to make plays. Jawan converts on third down. How about Ray McLeod taking a 3rd and 15 and getting a first down? And when Jimmy got hurt, we said, hey, our best players need to step up and make bigger plays. Debo gets hurt. Hey, our best players need to step up even more and make bigger plays. And that's what we're doing, and that's what we're going to continue to try to do.
I'm sure you're learning something new about Brock Purdy, but coming off an injury, dealing with what he dealt with all week, what did you learn about him?
Brock is he's been confident since he got here. He's got this edge to him. I don't want to say it's a chip on his shoulder, but he's just got this confidence to him, and we've seen that in OTAs when we drafted him. He came into training camp as a third QB, and he won the second spot. And then he was the third quarterback for the first 2 weeks. Trey gets hurt, Jimmy goes in, and Brock's going against the best defense in the league for the last 13 weeks. So he's bringing it every single day. And I mean, I would watch those practices. Offense goes for 10 plays, and we watch the scout team offense go against our starting defense, and he's out there doing everything he can to shred them and just try to slice and dice them as much as he can. So I think he got better from that. I mean, when you're competing against that D-line and that secondary linebackers, you got to get a little bit better. And he definitely has. And this confidence, we saw it in preseason too. Like, he threw an amazing pass to Ross Dwelly against the Texans. He's not scared to make big throws, and he's also not scared to use his legs. And you got to love that about him. And having a mobile quarterback who's willing to risk his body, you got to love it.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you in Cali. Woohoo!